Hopefully this works. Yep, okay, that works.
Alright. And yeah, you do have an emote that I sent to you, haha hee hee. I know what I didn't like about Chapter 20 was when they had the whole DeepMind interactions with Bianca, and they did like, oh, I'm actually showing my commandant's hand on the cheek. It's like, okay, yeah, we know you want to sell copies of her. Let's move on from this. But as far as like going through the chapter, it's unfortunate that Chico is no more because, in my opinion, Chico has the best design of any construct in the game, hands down.
Yeah, I do agree. She has a really good design. By the way, I'm gonna do a quick theorizing before I actually jump into this chapter. Chronos is time related. This entire arc has been time related, so I'm expecting time related stuff in this chapter.
Okay. Well, one thing I'll tell you for certain: enjoy this music. This theme is my favorite theme in
PGR. I haven't gotten Mana yet. I'm on the last. Like, I need to have enough to do one more temple, and I'll have them. So that I'm actually kind of worried about. I need to. Sorry, it's scuff. Because I need to make sure I have XC chat. So yeah, so I've been grinding that out a bit. I think, I don't know. Make sure things are happening. I am ready to hop in. Make sure my controller is not gonna mess with the stuff.
As far as streaming goes, is this like being streamed to like simul-streamed with Twitch, or how's it working?
It's on YouTube.
On YouTube? Okay.
I don't like using Twitch because I can't save the VODs.
Fair. Yeah, I don't know how they directly like doing stuff where like you're streaming in a Discord call and then that's getting simul-streamed to YouTube. I haven't bothered with any of that recording stuff. When I do my live streams, I just do them like once a year, and I do it on Twitch because honestly, to me, it gives me better audience interaction and visibility.
Hey, I'm gonna have to make the audio louder on your end. I'm still doing testing.
Here's what I can also bump up my own mic volume a bit. It's currently at like 75%. Let me bump that one up to 80%. How's this? Is this a bit better?
I'm also raising your on my end. Yeah, better.
Okay. Yeah, we should be solid.
Because I have weird.
I think we are. We swear we did all of this audio testing before stream.
I just enjoy the stuff. I'm. Yeah. I am. I should just get to it. I'm actually kind of like at that point of where I'm like, oh, I should get to it. Oh, I guess I get to it. That makes sense. I'm like going. I'm like, I want to get to it, but like I'm kind of worried. But so I'm just gonna jump right in.
Well, I hope you enjoy.
No, I actually had to do voiceovers. Babylon 8 a.m. Commandant Office. Here, white black. English for a few seconds. I did take like a nap like an hour ago. Pure white blackout rises automatically with the sound of the door opening, allowing the cold daylight to dip in through the window pane. The artificial sky outside is now a clear early morning blue. Usually when I'm reading this, I'm usually a fast reader, so I do get through it fast. Sensing a sound coming from the doorway, a little robot seated at the center of the table blinks around electric eyes, but it frames them at the source of the sound. My English is not. All vital signs confirmed to be normal. Entering the room, the young man stops at the table as usual, placing his half-finished copy Oh, please. Placing his half-finished coffee with the sugar on the table, he starts checking his terminal for new missions. Dear Lord. The Operation Logistics Center doesn't assign special amount of missions, and there is no mission for him. The young man has a command that can either be found working on battle ports or reviewing all sorts of test requests. More often, however, the young man carries on with his role as a military tactician. Specifically. He allocates intel and resources accordingly, like his fellow strategists. He works with Babylon's enormous intel network, but unlike others, he enjoys access to parts of the network. With his gentle touch, the electric screens come to life, one after another, each brimming with tasks to be done. The robot stands up and spins around once before moving aside so the young man can work. Ever so gently, he passed the robot. Okay, why is it? This feels weird. You're watching me. Oh, it's fucking Murray.
Would you like for me to handle his character voice? That way
You'll-
it's not constrained. Yeah, I can do it.
Go ahead.
Right. One thing at a time. Now, first things first.
Two hours have passed by the time he finishes the final test report on the new remote connection device. The robot moves to the edge of the table, tapping his arm with moderate force, something it's been doing for the past 5 minutes.
Oops. 5 minutes too late, huh?
Wrapping it for wrist, I can't. That emote has ruined how I view the sprite. Rubbing his sore wrist, the blood through white pills with his cold coffee. Heavy footsteps can be heard from the doorway. In the mirror reflection of the wall ornament, Murray catches his sight of a scarlet figure. Closing the screen before him and looking at the doorway, he waits as the breezy figure makes a beeline through the reception room and straight into his office. Oh, it's Vera. All the while without so much as a knock on the door. Without that, she drops a somewhat old folder and a memory drive in a zipper bag on the table. Oh boy. Oh, the process was a real pain in the butt, but I'm giving it back to you now. Vera speaks with her usual mocking smile. Okay. Her mind impossible to read. It's got the mission log and the thing you need. I don't know why I'm laughing at what I'm doing with her voice. With a glance at the folder, Murray looks knowingly back at Vera.
Thank you.
Murray sounds so sincere enough, except for a burst of laughter. We have you to thank, Murray. You're doing good as Nicola's agent. And I need to say, I'm impressed by how well you moved yourself from the radar.
Corona needed an excuse to do what they do above the table. And the Parliament needed this chance to justify what they got. That's why I was sure they'd help. Sure, it wasn't easy on your part, but you got what you wanted all the same, right? I only did what little I could as the Cerberus Commandant.
Commandant. Ha. The man before Vera looks harmless enough, but Vera knows he is nothing but. As Universe's official I usually say commandant, I didn't know it's commandant. Murray does not plan his strategy around orders from the HQ, sitting apart from the other commandants. He has a way of bringing out the best in Cerberus and never holds them back from what they do. In fact, he would even help his team get off the hook on occasions when they get in trouble, or propose cooperation as if they were his equals. No one cares about a weakling commandant who can't go down to the surface, said Murray when they first met. The typical thing to do is when taming a group of wild beasts is to collar and muzzle them, except never seemed like something Murray is interested in doing. That was something that dawned on Vera at this moment. Despite his gentle smile, as someone the old-timers in the Parliament would deem dangerous, whose insanity is different from Cerberus. Vera, however, is no fan of restrictions herself, nor is she want to fear hidden fangs.
You're all for your team members, while I am all for my own benefits.
Vera looks down gently at his little robot that spins around in his hand. It's like this that Vera finds Mira weirdly friendly.
You can do whatever you want to do starting now, and I'll support you however I can, as I always have.
I guess I'll just do that, then, if Nukla has given me the green light. Anyhow, I'll be on my way. With it, Vera waves at Murray as she turns around to leave. It was nice working with you. Seeing Vera off, Vera picks up the folder from the table, takes up the content inside, puts it in the column folder with the Welsh government logo on it. Okay, Babylon, 11:30 a.m., Parliament Square. With the folder in his hand, Murray heads towards the square right outside the Parliament building. The artificial sunlight is warm and gentle. It's nearing midday and evening time. The square, however, misses its usual hustle and bustle. A cycle door off with light strips and autonomous machines that stand in the way to the entrance.
Apologies, sir, but passage through here is temporarily prohibited.
Machine!
What's going on? We've identified a technical issue on the bridge of 13C module. With emergency maintenance underway now, all residents are prohibited from passing through. Oh. But I actually need to head down to the Parliament Hall. The temporary elevator on the left can take you up. You can head down to the hall from there. Right, of course. Thank you.
The elevator is packed with staffers trying to get to the apartment. While waiting for the elevator to arrive. Murray overhears a conversation. I got this one. What's up with all the emergency maintenance these days? Last time something like this happened, I literally had to walk around Babylon to get where I wanted to go. It's just a cover-up. The worker lowers his voice. Some residents calls the scene and trigger Babylon's autonomous launch system in the process. They send some orderlies over to take care of it. The guy said the punching virus is security that the world government came up with for everyone. He wanted to say the Earth was long gone, but that Babylon was well on its way to another planetary system. Dear Lord, this is the first time I've seen this, I think.
That's absurd. Just saved a whole bunch of refugees from down there a while ago.
Ain't nothing we can do about that. It's a closed chamber up there, and people only listen to what they believe in. There are even people who know nothing about that recent earthquake and the damage it's done. But think we're winning the war. Boy, that data is brutal to say the least. What happened to the guy, though? Heard the guy is a retired commandant. He came down with symptoms of mind damage and refused to believe in any visual recordings they showed him. He took the weapon from one of the orderlies, rushed down to the hangar, and tried to fly an aircraft back to Earth. Saw him a few days back on the Star Life. He wasn't doing well, but never thought he'd lose himself altogether. Gosh, hold on. Speaking of which, many retired soldiers seem to have mental issues lately. Something seems a little off here. Boy, I've been feeling pain in my head for quite some time now. It's probably got to do with lack of sleep, but I guess you won't know how it feels since you don't need sleep.
Wrong, my friend. We still sleep when we should.
After getting off the elevator, Murray heads straight down to the meeting room, which is located at the very end of the corridor. Oh my god, she's cute! At the end of the corridor, Sansone's murder has never met. Hearing Murray's footsteps, the person turns this way. For a moment, she seems caught off guard, but before the worried look on her face quickly turns into a radiant smile, he doesn't seem exactly adept at masking her feelings.
Hi.
Moments later, Murray recalls a name that matches the face. Sika? Is that how you pronounce that?
Sika.
Sika. The student who recently graduated as chief of her class at FOS. Well, Murray has never interacted with her. He hears about her every now and then from the task force constructs. Unlike the previous chiefs, Sika is under fire because of some controversy.
Commandant Sika.
Mary greets Sika with a polite smile. Sika quickly greets Mary back, apparently having been caught by surprise. Oh, hi, sir. I didn't expect you to still remember my name. Oh, just call me Sika if you don't mind. The honorific acting makes me feel, a little uncomfortable. Scratching her head, Sika tries to put herself at ease.
You deserve all the respect as a chief. And it just hit me. And I didn't graduate from FOS myself.
Looking slightly uneasy, Murray changed the topic.
I see you came to pay Commander Nicola a visit. What's the matter?
Right. I actually came to submit my application for a surface mission. It's been approved without hiccups, fortunately. Now it's just on my way to the hangar. Murray can tell the process must have been anything but easy from the look of her face. Smiling cheerfully, Murray gives Sika the thumbs up.
Well, good luck with the mission.
Thank you. I'll do my best. This is your last chance, Sika says. Sika quietly. Just, my gosh, so many Sikas in one sentence. To herself, she turns around to leave. Riding away to Sika, Murray paces down the corridor until he reaches the room at the end through the crack of the door. He can see a woman's figure by the window. Taking a light breath, Murray knocks on the door. Oh. Who is this? Come on in. There's still an hour to spare until the adaptation test of this day starts, but Lee already finds himself in the student council's classified laboratory. Asimov, on the other hand, sits near a countless projector screens that he's fronting the opportunity now before him. Behind him is a chamber annoyed by bullets, glass walls with robots storing construct frames light up parallel. The pods are empty except the one that holds the frame. The pod is corroded off the red light strips, telltale of how important the danger the frame is inside the pod is. You're early. We're still in the middle of the fine-tuning the equipment and initializing the frame here, which is going to take a while. Okay, English. For God. I know. No, I know. I actually came for something else. With it, Lee put the memory drive on the table in front of Asimov. I came across some data, and I have a new hypothesis about the heteromer shards. Reading no objective for Asimov, Lee inserts the memory drive and opens several encrypted files, flashing language. Seeing with these words, oh, that's interesting. I don't know if that is interesting. Asimov jumps on his feet. These are data left out for Kronos record. I'm also seeing parts of the mission from Shomi's research say that how'd you get your hands on these? You used to remember there was a data anomaly from the 20th adaptation test that happened because the wrong program was used for enemy simulation. I do, and that's because whoever was in charge of back there screwed up by adding the data of the heteromer shards. Wait, is it because of that gargled message? No, Lee pulls out a code on the screen. This is no gargle message, but an encrypted message that you can only decrypt with this special key, which I did a week ago. The key is, I'm afraid I can't tell you what it is just yet until I have all my points of concern sorted out. Right. Well, tell me what you saw in there first, then. Babylon. Walk out of the parliament. Okay, from what I'm thinking, this chapter's gonna have a focus on Murray and Lee. Murray lets out a pain sigh of relief. Nicola started questioning about the source of information after that, which in turn made it easier for his work to progress. With the issue back, Murray now feels more truthful than ever.
I'm not going to look into your source of information, as I said. But I do still want you to keep in mind that everything you've done will mean absolutely nothing if you ever get busted. Thank you so much, Commander. I'm just doing my job.
With a mixture of emotions in his expression, Nicola keeps his gaze on a smaller Murray and the black quarter sinking squarely on the table.
With your complete trust, I now see it as my duty to do the best I can. I have the original now. you were to categorize the rest of it as a mission recycled file through the special channel like you always do. You'll know what to do with it. And of course,
The rest of it
should help make Lee's frame more compatible.
For all he cares, anything could go wrong, but this, after all, he wants more than anything to be of help to Lee. He vividly remembers the time when he could do nothing but watch his Lee soldier doll and carrying the weighty burden of life, and that time it felt like an eternity. We would always tell him that the things would get better in no time, except what he said was mostly just lies. Mary looks up at Eden's midday sunlight sky. Thanks to the artificial sun, Eden is purposely sunny with blue skies. When Murray recalls his times with Lee, however, their memories together would always begin with one certain night from many years ago. It was right after Lee started working on that high-pitched jam with the engineer that Murray found that his brother became very busy to the point that he stopped coming all the time. There were times when Lee would come home early and amaze Murray with all sorts of obscure but interesting engineering knowledge. Very often, though, Lee would leave home with some weird box late at night when Murray was fast asleep, and then come back home again by dawn before Murray woke up. He wasn't something Murray was aware of to begin with until the one day the celebration was held for the first time in years downtown where they lived. The day wasn't exactly ideal for holding a celebration, but because it seemed on the verge of rain, except it never rained, and the celebration took place as planned. The celebration lasted late into the night. For the entire time, Murray was waiting for Lee to come home to go to the celebration together, but he never did because of work. Murray took his medication before going to bed. When he next opened his eyes, he heard the bangs of fireworks and the hubbubs of people out there.
Lee?
For the crack beneath the door that opened into Lee's room, Murray was seen light, as far as Murray could remember, though. They even never closed his door. So Murray got off his bed, tiptoed to the door, and pushed the door ajar ever so slightly. Through the crack, Murray could see Lee, sitting on his right. He was calmly wrapping a roll of gauze around his arm. The table was strewn with used pieces of gauze, and also with homeostatic medication. Each one was red as blood itself, horrifying a young Murray to no end. It hurt. It got to hurt, and Murray knew that it got to hurt even when he came down sick. Yet Lee didn't even as so much as an ouch, as though he was perfectly used to it. Against the ear-splitting bangs of fireworks out there, Lee didn't notice that his door was ajar. The next morning, Lee would woke Murray up as usual. Child Murray a gift, as he apologized for not being able to make it to the celebration with him. Looking at Lee, Murray wasn't able to ask any questions he wanted to ask. It hit him that, as he wasn't able to help Lee at all. Rather, he was one of those things that caused Lee to worry. It wasn't until Murray saw a long sealed away construct dossier. I swear, this game has so many words I'm not used to. In the Babylonian database. Dossier. That Mary finally learned about Lee had to go through. The way every single word, bone deep, dossier, was a testament to Lee's suffering. Murray has never been able to let go of since. But things had ended differently if he walked out into Lee's room that night. Or would he have said to Lee have stood a chance of changing his mind if he had found out what Lee had been doing just a little sooner? All that the was, however, mean absolutely nothing. Lee has never stopped moving, and to be really of any help to Lee, Murray had to catch up to Lee. Which is why he had to jump at every possible chance he had handled any resources that were no matter how slim the chance. And there were no going back now. He has to make sure everything goes as planned. Murray couldn't be there for Lee when Lee was going through all that suffering, so he promised himself that he'd always be there for Lee going forward, no matter what might stand in the way. Tightening his grip around the dossier, Murray turns around and heads towards the science council. Oh! Yay! It's chapter
Welcome
21.
to chapter 21.
Spiral of Chronos. That was long. But you know, that's classic PGR. God.
So I guess, like, before we move on with further notes, I mean, this is something we probably should have discussed beforehand. As far as handling character voices, do we want it to be where you and I just jump at whichever character we want?
Yeah, just jump whatever character you want. Obviously, if there's commanded lines, I'll be taking the commanded lines because the commanded is, you know, me.
There is a part where there is one line where I am absolutely jumping at it. I'm letting you know right now, we might not get to it in this stream.
I don't know how. At most, I want this stream to kind of last like 2 to 3 hours because my headphones tend to
yeah,
die.
we're definitely not getting to it then.
Yeah, there's going to be multiple streams. I'm not gonna. Next stream I'm doing, I'm not gonna. It's not gonna be PGR tomorrow. Because I am trying to stream more commonly. Cause while at the background doing videos and stuff like that. Even though streams don't get a lot of views because YouTube doesn't push them. Actually, how long is this chapter?
This chapter, so when I played through it, it took me around 6 hours, 6.5.
Okay.
But I read quickly, and I was just by myself, so I wasn't taking the time to like read out and do voice acting for every line of dialogue.
Okay. And it seems there is 8 action or battle nodes. Okay. This feels like the classic build up until something hits the fan and things start going crazy. Babylon 12:30 p.m. Recover data. Data recovery in process. It is 9. Should have been 69 because of the funny. 89% completed. Data to be played back when severely damaged proportion omitted. And now our recording is played.
Never let anyone in on the theory I'm about to share in a few moments. Not even my sponsor. Only Ascendants can find this document. If you are watching this now, then I'm most likely dead. A dead man has no secrets. Theory is absolutely meaningless to my research. The theory points toward the origin of knowledge itself, and one thing I can say with certainty about it is that the kind of future it brings is not one that Ascendants would be happy to see. Not to mention that the theory is not something we can make happen anyway, as we are. The language of the punishing virus, or, to put it differently, the codes of it. The key to the truth of it is hidden somewhere in a higher dimension, and the idea of us getting hold of it is simply beyond our wildest dreams, given that we haven't yet conquered time itself. I don't even know if the punishing virus is a tool that some higher civilization uses to filter out the fittest among us, or if it's just a randomly sowed seed that just so happens to have taken root on Earth. People are probably going to figure out that millennia from now. But for now, what I just said is nothing more than an empty hypothesis. I am, however, storing everything I know in this terminal. Whether it's something with practical values or not, I believe this research result deserves a place in this world.
The recording turns blank for several tens of minutes, after which it continues to suddenly stop with a monologue of the seemingly disturbed speaker.
Now, you can answer this one last question for me. The merciful one.
Oh boy, yay. If you don't know, the way they kind of say that stuff if you don't know, this is one character. I'm fine with saying this. If you're fine, I don't know, actually. Okay, are you fine with, a very, okay. English, please work. There's a character, that, Ishmael, reminds me of. I'm pretty sure the merciful one is connected to Ishmael. I don't know why I haven't. No, yeah, it's connected there. I feel like it's connected there. I'm going crazy. I feel. There's a character that mind. It's not as strong, but I do like theorizing about the character. Characters like they're very mysterious, and I do like what they're setting up for her. If I'm being correct about that, I think I'm being stupid today.
You know, one thing that like I really like what they did here is we got Shom's research, and it was brought up when he was met back in EX1.
Oh.
And we've only seen parts of the research, because part of the research was used for creating the Omega weapon, which we saw in Chapter 17, and they had that discussion.
Mm-hmm.
But now we're getting to other parts of the research coming up in Chapter 20.
There's a rough theoretical model in the hash file, and it's something Shome came up with using the data he got through unconventional means. With the data, we'll be able to decrypt at least 23.5% of the messages from the head-on shard. There's still a lot of things we don't understand about the new frame, but my hunch is that the message will be key to helping us move forward. You seem to have all these hunches these days, huh? Saying no more, Asimov turns to face the screen and starts reading right with a heavy face. Moments later, he nods his head. Right, it's exactly as you said. Plugging this model in is going to help us decrypt the head-on shard a lot faster. By the way, the Parliament can't know any of this from now. And I gather that it's because you can't disclose the source? Exactly. And I'm sure you know that would be against the protocol. I just want the adaptation test for the specialized frame to go well. You know pretty well that I wouldn't have come secret if I wanted to follow the protocol. I'm not interested in any of that little drama, but that doesn't mean I'm going to sit around and let you drag me down. Not the only one in charge of this project, which means the Science Council will make all of this public to its researchers sooner or later. That means you have to come up with a reasonable source. Of course, this isn't the emerald I got from the adaptation test. It's actually a set of coordinates. Earth like a week ago. It was a regular surface mission, but Lee didn't head down to the specific mission location with the rest of the Grey Raven. Instead, he asked to be assigned to a different location so he could drop by a certain place after the mission. For the longest time, the team of researchers at the Science Council was at their wits' end dealing with the abnormal data till they decided the data was nothing more than programming errors, carried on with their research into the inter-device and frames. Lee, however, cracked the garbled message one day after an adaptation test. He was driven mostly by instinct, which explains why we found the data so familiar. The key to decrypting the message wasn't the piece of knowledge that pertained to some classified information possessed by a certain force or team, but rather it came from a childhood game. A game that I used to play with Murray, that is. Be able to solve all the puzzles when we get our hands on the key.
Key in the passcode?
Yes, and the most impressive thing about this passcode is that you don't need to hide the content it protects. But without the key to decrypt the passcode, the message would just be 100 garbled text in encrypted form. Well, Ming-boggling, right?
we swear they meant mind.
Ming-boggling! Ming-boggling!
Small indie company, please understand. QA is expensive.
All it does is change the numbers and switch the order letters and then encrypt them, and bam, you end up with something that seems utterly beyond human understanding. And the principle it works on, though, it's really a no-brainer.
That's mind-boggling indeed.
So they corrected here. No, it's Ming-boggling.
It's mean-boggling.
I only read about this a few days ago myself. The public library has a lot of books on that. I could go get you a few tomorrow if you're interested.
Sure.
Not exactly understanding every single word on the page, Murray was reading one of their books Murray had borrowed from the library, pages heavy with notes and abounding with words Murray had written.
I want to go outside with you, Morian.
You can do that when you get better.
Fine.
Speaking of passcodes, should we try to come up with a kind of passcode that only the two of us understand?
Is that even doable?
Of course. It'd be something that no one else can, but the two of us can understand. Pretty cool, right? And let's see, right, let's try this. We snap back to snap back has the device pinpointed the location. Start beeping. Shaking his head, he looked down at the electronic map in his hand. The map showed the fastest route to the destination. Deserted building 500 meters away with nothing seemingly out of the ordinary. No signs of corrupted. According to the combat log, Task Force Squad once engaged in a fight with a group of corrupted. Neutralized the zone and forest part. Reconstruction efforts for the zone, however, were put on hold when an earthquake hit and damaged the energy center nearby, putting the zone on the list, the remaining zones waiting to be reclaimed. A 200-meter radius is accurate as to get to the coordinates. Looks like I'm going to have to go through them one by one. Did Murray come up with a message for him? Why didn't Murray just reach out for him like he usually did? They did bring these questions up to Murray, except Murray only responded to him with a slightly perplexed look. This seems almost too easy for a trap. Less than 20 minutes ago to go into the mission, just look around. Something caught Lee's attention during the process. There's a robot, one with a barely any dust on it, making stand out from the rest of the dusty machines here. If you're deaf, start working just as just a while ago. Funny story. I rarely go out so much that my shoes actually ended up with dust on them. And I was
I
laughing.
have that with some of my dress shoes, because I don't wear formal wear all that often. As far as like my regular shoes, like my flip-flops and my sneakers, both of them are perfectly fine.
Yeah. I have two long one, like two pairs of shoes. One pair of shoes I don't really wear anymore. Since I don't know, I don't like I don't like them that much. I have another pair of shoes, but they're more formal in a way. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought that was funny when I'm running to dust. Sitting quietly in the corner, the robot seemed to be staring in Lee's direction as though expecting someone's arrival. Lee walked up and straightened the robot. A family robot from the Golden Age. Wait, it's modified one based on no sign of infection. It's model. It's been so long since I last saw one of them. Rodimus and no one else was able to crack and these were too good to be coincidental. Power component is only 23 damage. Guess I'm lucky. Wait, a self-destruct program. I wonder if a family robot needed though. The program, however, didn't work as it was supposed to. All of its construction was apparently deactivated before the program was executed. After removing the self-destruct program, Lee connected to the robot's memory shell and hoping to access its data. All wiped out, huh? This, however, was not stopping Lee. Lee's knowledge about the programming and the structures of the machine wasn't something he got from being a construct. His interest in numbers and puzzles started when he was a kid, which later turned into his burning passion for mechanical and numerical programming, which then later became what he did for a living until.
Cyborgs?
Yep, and that's something I've been researching.
I know. I also know that you're working on neural network algorithms and probabilistic programming. I read about them in a lot of your books. You put an AI program and a bionic machine together, you end up with something more powerful than a human being. Do you know how to make that, Morian? When can we see it?
Well, that's probably going to take some time. I want to focus on getting you operated on first.
Hey, that's what you said last time too. I'll be waiting, Morian, so just don't overwork yourself. By the way, there are a million things I don't understand about the programming problems you showed me before.
With a frown, Marion looked at all the notes in the book and all the codes that occupied the computer screen. When he first showed Mary a few things about programming, he only meant for them to keep imitate at home. Mary, however, had been picking up knowledge and technology, all of which were beyond his current grasp. The speed of a child who was much too busy running after an express train to murder this feat was out of his league. Joseph Murray, how much time did you spend on all these?
Well, I didn't spend that much time.
Just don't do it again, alright? You don't want to ruin your eyes.
Fine.
I should actually be. I should. If I say something's purple and it's actually blue, please tell me. Because I'm afraid that's gonna happen.
I will be on the lookout for purple.
No, if I say because I can't. If I'll point out something like if I'm trying to describe something. Good colors are weird. I should be wearing glasses. uh, like the firm. Maria know how Murray was, and that Murray's conditions weren't hindering his intellectual development. Mentally, Murray is a lot tougher than most kids his age, which was why Murray could never bring himself to being overly harsh when he looked at Murray's in his eager eyes. I mean, there is no rush since we're still got lots of time. After patting Murray on his head, Murray picked up the book from the table and turned the computer screen back on. Alright, let's work through them together. Now, the code here. The more he looked into the robot, the more he felt so awash in a weird sense of familiarity. The robot is used to measure with the left on his memory, showing records of multiple injuries. He tried to probe further, hoping to find author's injury, but he was denied access which he saw coming. Impressive and well thought out indeed. Like for example here, Lee's some of Lee's like darker blues I think looks like purples, I think, yeah. Look like purples to me. That's what I hope anyways, because I remember seeing it wearing glasses and seeing it has more of a bluish.
It's just different shades of blue.
Yeah.
Make a camo.
Yeah. Except there's no strength because they looked exactly like the County Code you would write. Weird theory that I feel like I'm going crazy. What if Lee put what if I don't know, Chronos reminds me of time. What if what if future Lee put information into this robot? Absurd theory. But I'll laugh if I'm correct about that. Pretty neat, but I would have done a much better actually no. Could it be Murray? I don't know. I'm being caught up with the Chronos. He was indeed the one who taught Murray all these, which was something that continued even after Murray went to Babylon. Was allowed access to public lectures, and every now and then Murray would call Lee with questions he had from the lectures. Karina managed every single message contact sent out and received a I'm out of breath. An effort offset by Lee and Murray, who would have masked what they really meant to say with their code secrets and hide them ever in their messages to each other. With their respective lives live, Liam and Ray rarely saw each other. There wasn't really anything secret about their messages, and they were simply exchanging daily greetings and interpreting the messages with their own secret passcodes with how they showed care for each other. Now, one thing I found cool is that Lee, Lucia, and Liv all start with L's. I thought that was cool. And when Lamia impersonated Murray and learned Graven into a sentient face, her bravery wasn't the only thing that gave her away to leave, but also the fact he didn't get the usual Murray replies after sending Murray's usual encrypted messages.
Analysis. Okay, sorry.
I was out of breath. My jaw is having. I've been having my jaw is kind of hurts a bit. Usually, because I'm not used to talking like voicing a lot of things and so much, and I usually do weird things with my mouth. So it. But I'll let you take the robot. Less voicing work for me. There was only so much data he could fix. From mostly damaged garbled text, Lee filtered for what he was looking for. Don't think I can do what I need to do next to the pile of ruins. Putting it in his pocket, the memory drive was all the data he needed. Lee stood up, right on time for the meetup. Just then, an ear-splitting bang from afar. With incessant bangs that seemed to come from the depths above, the ground grew violently shaky as the debris and cement rained down, shattering pieces and stirring up waves of dust. Lee dashed out of the building and into the empty square outside, right before the door to the building beyond gave him his way to ear-deafening bang, bearing away all the power machines. Was that an explosion? If it was, Lee could only imagine how severely damaged the location of the explosion must be. This is an emergency report to all teammates in the teams in the area. There is, however, no sign of gravity in Lee's surroundings. The country planetary has been within the safe range since he arrived. The ground is still trembling. Lee felt as though the entire world were shaking violently. The air reverberated with the sound of walls crackling as tiny cracks made their way from the walls and the ground towards a focal point, like the most famous of snakes. Wait, what in the world? It's an earthquake! Hurry and run! In the abandoned shopping center, 500 meters away from the mission location, group of scavengers throughout that brave chaos. They had been here weekly and wasting time sealing the entrance. As soon as they arrived, brief here of the crowd, they entered the place through it, leaving the fire escape on the right. Ironically, the very measure they had taken now had to escape from it. They had no choice but to leave behind their personal belongings and run for dear life in the trembling building. Worn out, nothing more than dilapidated shell of years in sun and rain, filling by gave away and with finally stealing their fate as pieces of what used to be of the dome above rained down and landed on the floor. Right before the exit was blocked off, however, the scavenger at the end of the line lifted his head up with all of his might, and with it he collapsed to the ground as chunks of the falling rocks landed on the slanted cement wall and crushed his foot. The shake seemed to have stopped momentarily as the world in his eyes slowly lost its colors and the light faded away. He might have escaped the corrupted in the red tide, but the crimson virus is never the only source of danger. With the world in its luck, however, there's nothing he could do except stay up underground as he watched himself literally bleed his life away. Right before he was about to fall unconscious, the scavenger heard someone's voice. There's a survivor here. On my way. I'm taking over. Right when Lee moved to the third chunk of cement, he heard the tantalum in his arms snap, sending a pain signal in the nearest running in his mind at the same time. Shutting off the pain signal, he lifted the concrete block with all his might and right at the depths of the darkness. Is anyone down there? Let me know if you can hear me. I'm a crash truck from Babylon's task force. Hang in there, I'll get you out of there in no time. Oh. Oh, okay, this... Oh, that was interesting. It's cooking. It's cooking. I like it. Well, I'm liking it so far. Because to see in this, tells me that stuff's gonna happen.
Stuff happening in a PGR chapter? Nonsense.
No way. This tower kind of thing reminds me of the Pandemonium Tower in Daybreak, which was one of the most. It was insane. If they said the command is same, you don't have to say the set the Ori part, just say the Eva part. A lot of story notes. That's that. I had to stop when the earthquake hit, and I only managed to come back with this data. And this deserted robot we found there just so happened to have the data we needed. Now that seems anything but a coincidence to me. It's almost as though someone baited you there just to show you all of that, then destroyed it right away. Natural disasters are not within anyone's control, though. How do you know the earthquake was not natural, though? Was natural, though? We don't have evidence to say one way or the other, though. Let's try focusing on some of the instances we have here with the frame. Speaking of natural disasters, though, there's something that caught my attention. We saw the version of the future that Asset predicted when she was in embryo, and her affection reached the critical value. Oh, okay. During the recovery, she wrote a report of what she didn't not have the report. She wrote about the Earth's ever winter, and that there's That's what Bianca saw too. When she saw the future, the red tide of Copperfield occur. It seems that both Nessa and the Punchers point to the same thing: that the humanity is going to be wiped out at the end of a winter lasting for decades. Or saying that the recent earthquake had to do with the prediction. Asmus nods. A lot of things can bring about nice days, such as changing in solar activities, or if a balloon ever falls, and also strong geological activities. Every winter, huh? Every winter is very quick. Is like I like what they're doing with Everwinter. The strange interface that's messing with my mind is here again. It's gone again, but before I could see it. But as we hear now, the Punisher Red is still the bigger threat. Hope I'm just worried for nothing. I just sent a parliament an application a few days asking me to put together a team of budget analysts for the situation. God alone knows it's going to pass through. It's just knocks on the table as he casts glance at the progress of the she's on the screen. Fun fact, when I first saw this character, I actually thought they were a girl.
There might be art of that out there.
I was just like, I think it's because of the it might be because of the outfit, not the head.
Yeah, just as Mom's cloak of sorts.
Yeah. Almost there. Give me a few more seconds. I just need to do some prepping for the adaptation test. You risk a lot to bring back data back, and now it's my job to put it to good use. Seeing Astro's spark, Lee touches his side pocket. There's a video card from the robot's data that Lee had shown them. Lee's feeling uneasy, perhaps because of what he saw in the video recording. Oh. Who's this?
So, what is the conclusion? In case you weren't aware, we always need to go out of our way to smuggle the things you want into Babylonia's transportation crafts.
I can tell. I can tell you everything I know. Except you'd probably be disappointed.
I'll tell you if I am, after I hear it. I mean, I still have confidence in what you are capable of. I'll be damned. I managed to get all the extra information from the mermaid without letting her go. You're either very careful, or you simply just lucked out. But anyhow, Carano isn't the only one who's aware of that. Let's sit back and see where it's going to take us.
Someone taps the glass with a finger.
So you aren't surprised about the information leakage. Now you want to be careful around Nicola.
Haha, that's Rain's thing.
As the old man would probably waste no time getting rid of you once you're of no use to him anymore.
You seem to know Commander Nicola very well. Care to share with me some of your most memorable moments with him? The person on the other side of the phone chuckles.
We're doing a business of trust here, so let's just keep our distance as is, yeah? Now, going back to the agents. They're a mysterious bunch. We tried to look into them with all of our human resources, but came back with nothing.
If you're trying to look into that one particular agent, then I'm afraid you'll be most disappointed. The agent you look into, the one that claims to be an author, knows how to manipulate people with the truth he wants them to see.
No, we aren't trying to learn about him. It's just that I keep coming across a particular name in the latter half shows research documents that Babylonia didn't recycle.
The merciful one.
Exactly.
And that's the... Oh yeah, go ahead.
That's the creme de la creme. Now, how to get our hands on it is the question.
That's something even Babylonian's Department of Information would find challenging.
Which is why I came to seek your help in the first place.
It's impossible to identify the speakers with the acoustic fingerprints, as both their voices have been processed. Lee, however, has no trouble identifying one of them from the way he speaks. It's Murray. Oh. What else is he hiding from me? Lee has always known that Murray is up to something behind his back, except he never brought it up. With battles never stopping and everyone trudging ahead. Their conversation has become repetitive. Lee can't remember the last time he enjoyed a casual talk with Murray. He could no longer guess what was going through Murray's mind, and Murray is no longer the adorable young rookie he once was. Still, nothing made Lee prouder than seeing Murray going through life as a healthy boy. Murray, on the other hand, grew occupied with his own life until one day it hit Murray on that Murray was no longer the little brother who looked at him in admiration. They might not have the same blood running through their veins anymore, but nothing will ever erase their brotherhood. They share similar feelings, holding their ground on similar issues, and they fall quiet at similar times. And even when it comes to hiding what they don't want people to know, they're similar too. I'm doing a great job finishing worker was from over to spend more time with you, Murray. You know, working as a mechanic is a piece of cake for me. Don't worry, it's all good now. I'm sure we'll be out and out about in no time too, Murray.
Want to work at the world government, Morian? Well, I'd be happy working as a tactical liaison officer. I mean, I can't rely on you forever, right? Oh, I've been doing fine these days. I haven't really felt a thing in a while. Oh, and they're probably going to promote me. Just need to do a little test. Come on, I'll be fine. I'm going to show you how well you've taught me.
Lee rarely ever gets upset, but he is now in the Science Council's meeting room looking anxious and flustered. If I remember correctly, the world government decided to put a stop to the remote connection technology because they found out the users were suffered detrimental effects. Right, a mind connection synchronized the consciousness of the commandant and the construct caused the commandant's mental stability, that is. The effects were so detrimental that there are a few dozen commandants who had to retire early with side effects from using remote connection during the initial phase of the Quasita age. Nicola looks alarming at Asimov. He looks up calling at Nicola as though they're trying to say, I'm just saying saying it like it is. Why is it then that I've seen Murray's name in this list for remote connection tests? They cause downtime. He knows how to construct. He even supposed to raise his voice when speaking to a higher up.
Murray has great potential. We need people like him, and not to mention he's recommended himself for the role on several occasions.
Speaking softly, Hassan didn't become upset with the way Lee has spoken to him.
I'm guessing part of that is him wanting you to see him as the grown-up that he is now. And none of us can really ever live on our own terms, so long as we're still under threat.
But I do have the right to know what's happening to Murray, as his only legal guardian. I mean, if anything happens to him...
Lee, let's take a moment to remember that you wouldn't have been here if we decided to come down on you for going through classified information without permission. I'm sure you don't need anyone to remind you that, as a construct, you no longer belong to Corona, as the world government now owns the document that you signed back then. Now, are you still going to press further? The cost of your team's sanity, that is.
I'm not going to stop Murray from doing what he wants to do. I've simply asked to be looped about the situation.
I have all the documents with me, and I'll make sure all his missions fall under my jurisdiction. Lee, we understand that you're only trying to protect Murray. We'll keep close tabs on Murray's health because he's the only person we can count on besides the Graven Commandant when it comes to experimenting with the new remote connection. Every person who helps us inch a step closer to victory is important to us. Enough said. We all need to do what we're supposed to. Return to your team.
Ugh. All done. We come to his senses with the sound of machines kicking into gear. Coming up the pod, Asma looks down at the brand new frame. All set, we're good to proceed with today's adaptation test. Oh my, so many story notes! getting a drink.
So how are you enjoying the build-up so far?
It's good. It's nice. Uh, I'm liking it. Yeah, it's hard to put into words because I'm like trying to think. Cause I'm enjoying it, but if I know what's gonna happen, if I know everything about it, you would think I'm gonna enjoy that build up a lot more. Correct. Oh, it seems that action node's next. Earth, 2:30 p.m. Aboard a transportation craft that's making its way through the stratosphere. The ground gradually sharpens to view as the aircraft descends through the clouds, leaving a trail in its wake. Seen from above the clouds, the desert sea, looking like a mirage from the golden age, seems to be buzzing with hustle and bustle. Also sharpening into view, as the aircraft nears the ground, countless faults left in the wake of an earthquake that struck this place, tearing through the ground amongst the grave. Wait, hold on. What's the earthquake connected to that tower thing in the background? Oh, to this planet, the faults are both proof of plate in motion. To humans, however, they are proof of a disaster. Around the faults are what remains of the buildings that once stood there, some of which have given away years of disuse in the earthquake, while the others are marred with burn marks and bullet holes of all sizes. Command it. Our original location of landing is far more damaged than the previous imagined. We'll be touching down ahead of schedule. Yes, please do. Roger that. Ready to descend. Switch to the manual control. The aircraft is descending amidst the roar of engines, no stranger to the turbulence that can descent. You lower your head to review the particulars of the mission. And now where we go. According to the reports that came in, the violent earthquakes have been observed for all reasons for the last 2 months. Yeah, we're, however, unable to conduct an overall evaluation of the damage caused by the earthquakes due to the limited availability of sensors that To complicate the issue, many of the earthquakes occurred at locations in proximity to compensation areas. In close proximity to the compensation zone. Right, and according to the current reports, the disruption of the last summer is abnormal to say the least. Geologically speaking, the places these affected are areas that aren't exactly active. None of them is situated in or around the seismic zone. Theoretically, these areas are supposed to be in a much lower risk of geological disaster, which is why we chose to establish conversation areas in these areas in the first place. Safely superimpose the affected areas from a holographic map on the geological map. Something seems a little off here. Exactly, and post-earthquake, they found an average 2.3 increase in the virus contributions across all affected areas. So that is an interesting number. Can't draw the effective conclusion based on this data. What we do know is that the recent earthquakes several hindered construction efforts in the conversation areas as the great number of buildings and carriers subject to damage. Many from the engineering force have been sent down to assist with the recovering efforts, but rather than stay behind on the moon to help the reconstruction of the base. To that end, we are assigning great chunks of the mission to task force capitals. We're short-handed for certain areas, with test stations, Cecilia or overhead. She opens the electric valves. And since we're still working on reestablishing communication with the ground, we need a task force squad to go down. And that is Grey Raven. This is your mission this time. You are to auto-advise with the squad that's stationed there, and you are to help them investigate the damage inflicted with the earthquake, and repair damaged equipment, and then determine what caused the country furnishing to rise post-earthquake. Squad will fill you in on the particulars when we get there. Roger that. Let's get task away on our turn. Details of the mission showing up in yours. Going through them, you notice that Lee's still missing. Any questions about the mission? It looks at everything I'm sure to deal with. She appears somewhat tired, but she's extended ahead of the situation patiently and carefully as she can. No, I think I'm fine. You don't think you'd be up at anywhere? You'd be end up anywhere different from you to bring up Lee again now. We'll quickly get ourselves ready and be on our way in no time. Safe trip and best of luck. Interesting. Commandant, we're here. Okay. I'm still kind of upset that she didn't keep her new frame because I do think she's the only odd one out out of the
Yeah.
it was weird.
To be fair, there was a lore reason. It's like how Bianca can't readily be in the Veritas frame because of some of the mind instability.
Yeah, makes sense, but like I do think she needs a new frame due to that. You know.
She does. I mean, yeah. Like, story-wise, the Imperia frame served its purpose. It is far too dangerous to be in.
Yeah. Though that playing the Imperia frame is very fun. I like playing that. Come to your senses as Liv speaks to you. You realize that the aircraft is not parked squarely on the ground. Checking the map and seeing that the number of corrupted and hetero creatures around you is within a safe limit, you give Lucia the green light to open the aircraft's door. Setting a foot on the ground, you feel lightheaded for a split second as non-existent tiny crack stems out of the asphalt you're stepping on and shakes you to the curb with a tremble from the depths of the earth itself. Feel like a heartbeat, one that came so fast that it seemed like an illusion. Illusion? Commandant? Then you stop in your tracks. Liv walks up to you and casts you over again. You let her know that it's fine. You shake her head and straighten yourself up. That was a neurological simulation just now. You just guessed it was probably a side effect from the aircraft speeding with reverse thrust. Didn't see it coming when you hit just now, but you aren't going to let it happen again. Well, let's get started. We can't drive by the transportation craft going forward. Reach the nearby team and reach out to the nearby team and they'll be here in 15 minutes with our vehicle. We need to walk to the viewpoint first, though. Watch that. All of these, did the earthquake cause this? She hasn't let her god deficit go a second along the way, while Liv has been adding its fixtures, concentration levels punching on the way to the recorder, marking them down on a graphic map. As the Battle of Copperfield occurred and the perceived threat from the hetero creatures has been waning with the red tide ebbing. Be it hetero creatures or punching climbers, they stopped showing up when the truckload like they used to, and the crimson splotches on the satellite map disappeared though they never existed in the first place. Harlan is really no the full-fledged clash between all Omega was temporarily avoided. At the same time, the lunar space communication has been faster than ever. The research of the Specialized train has been making headway thanks to the new information. Twice! With everything like so positive for the time being, humans have been a moment to breathe. Every single victory has made its way to the people in no time, reconnecting their hope. It's this peacefulness at the sign of hope and just temporarily calm before the storm. You, however, have never been able to shake off this ideas in your mind. You have no longer turned to what's happening. And the earthquake has been nothing but unsettle you even more. Flustered, you promised yourself that you would let go if nothing came across and that you prepare yourself for anything that might happen so you won't face it alone again. Commander, are you feeling okay? Slowing down, Lucia cast you over a look. It hits you that now your face is heavy with a frown. I'm fine. Take it easy. This is just a recon mission, you tell yourself. As it occurs to you that this is the second time you've changed technology since the mission began. So you almost fully recover commanded, but it never hurts to be careful. You need to just take it easy. But honestly, I think this is the funnier option. Try sending a dozen tough guys my way and watch me rough them all up. Not about that, Commander, but I just want you to know that I keep an eye out for you anyway. Yeah, right. This teacher was found on her face, which is something she normally wouldn't do. Yeah, close enough. Decent. It's like something. Uh, Let's leave for you. He might come across to sound like a bitter bird, but he doesn't care. You know, on over fact, he is the exact opposite. But you know, I was put on his own shoulders. I know, right? He doesn't. He talk about what he likes and doesn't like. Not even now. Leaving the ship, read you looking overhook. Never has spoken, they should be supporting the Grey Ravens in his own way. He's absent from a lot of the missions the team has been sent on these days because of all the adoption tests he needs to go through too, but he never misses a beat when it comes to routine work. Before the team hands out for battle, you can always count on me to send you a detailed analysis of the lockout and the enemies to be fought. Also, letting you know those fine-tune the excavations and weapons at the base with the meticulous care so they're battle ready. No, you can basically count on him to get everything done. All I know is when we'll be out on a mission together again. True, I mean spilling no, they'll spill no beans when they receive new special frames. I'm sure Commander doesn't know much than we do. Well, actually, we stopped cold when the door starts ringing. Blah blah. Ugh. Hold on. Let's contact engineering for stations around the conservation area. Take the call.
Try switching to a different chat. There we go. Hey, can you hear me?
A few buzzing noises later, you hear a cheerful voice coming from your terminal. It's Grey Raven. You're at the red and the red roof.
Oh, wow. The support force here. We just confirmed your location and we'll be there in no time.
Roger that. We'll be there. We'll be waiting there. 2 minutes later, a small vehicle with a world government logo sharpened to be viewing while they around all the class building falls with this astonishing dexterity. You seem to be recognized the wildness with which it was being operated. I got yawn. The vehicle speeds down this way as you guess the identity of the driver.
Yeah.
So for the vehicle to stop with the same astonishing dexterity and parking, it's squarely by the rest of the Irv popped her head out of the window.
Been a while, Commandant.
Bridget. I think it's been a while since I've seen her. Yeah, it's been a while.
Oh yeah, no, it's been quite a while. I think she showed up in 17? I might be wrong there.
Sure has.
Hop on already. We'll go through the particulars as we go.
Is she playable in the future or something like that?
Yes. Bridget is playable 4 patches from now.
I'm ready for
check. It's Chu, Teddy, Luna, then Bridget. So yeah, 4 patches from now.
I'm ready for that Teddy patch. Okay, I don't know English. Contrary to how she drove coming down, Bridget now drives the vehicle steadily toward the conservation area. Also sitting in the vehicle is a construct from the engineering force. As Bridget drives, the construct goes over the particulars of the mission with her. Commandant Eva, Lucia, and Liv, we have all 3 of you confirmed. We collected this data on our way here. We received with thanks. Sitting next to you, Liv and Lucia in the construct data. This is going to come in handy. Thank you very much.
Thanks. We knew we could always count on you, Grey Raven.
How's everything looking?
Not so good. We didn't end up with any casualties from the earthquakes because we got everyone evacuated in time, but a big part of the conservation area's basic infrastructure came down because of the earthquakes. We're now trying to bring power back with a backup power system. Some of the communication towers got ruined too. Engineering force is working at top speed trying to bring them back up, and we should see the connection in the zone up and running tomorrow.
Yep, true. Yep, true. Hold on. Mario is in chat. Obligatory. Oh, Teddy. I'm trying to get. Yeah. I'm trying to. Okay.
We don't know if there'll be aftershocks, though. The only thing we can say about the earthquakes at this point is that they hit at random times. You guys are a godsend, Grey Raven, because we're short-handed as of now.
That's what Cynthia said too. Is there another task force squad around?
Commandant came down this morning with some constructs. I'm guessing they put the squad together ad hoc, and they're on a mission now around the conservation area. Things there are way worse, and they even picked up traces of corrupted. We'd have asked Babylonia to send more hands down, but things aren't looking exactly peaceful with task force these days either, no?
I beg your pardon? Defectors. Having been quiet this whole time, the constructive engineer task force suddenly breaks her silence and chimes in. You glance at the rear view mirror and you can feel her vigilant gaze fixed upon you. Bridget takes off her sunglasses and lets out a sigh.
The Parliament has been trying to keep everyone in the dark, but the whole thing is an open secret now. We're suddenly seeing a bunch of defecting constructs these days, and a lot of the squads of defecting constructs got put on hold for missions and put under investigation at Babylonia.
Tissia's heavy face from back then makes sense now. And Tias teals the two us see. You look over Liv, whose face is just as heavy now.
They aren't allowed to come down to Earth for missions until the higher-ups get to the bottom of the situation. A lot of the squads that get sent down these days are scrapped together, and people are finding it difficult to work with one another.
Of all times, too, huh?
Task Force has all its intel shared among its members and possesses the most lethal of weapons, making it vulnerable to even the least bit of mistrust and suspicion among its members.
Rumor has it that a defecting construct showed up at a base on Earth with an ascendant and killed everyone there. My friend is still in the lockup because that one certain construct. Bridget pressed the construct on the shoulder.
There's nothing wrong with getting yourself ready for what's coming your way, but there are things that are simply above our pay grade. So, I'm only seeing three of you here. What happened to this other guy called Lee?
He's on a different mission.
I see. Been a while since I last saw him.
You last fought alongside Lee at the beach in the battle where everyone's life was at stake. After the battle, you never really had a chance to talk to Lee except once. I love the life duties they've been adding. Going back to Babylon, from the surface mission one day, you see Lee in the lounge. He was sitting in front of the desk. His always worn jacket was placed neatly aside, revealing the part of his frame without buying skin. Lee was fixing his right arm, where his mechanical sprocket was exposed. With a tool in his hand, he was making meticulous adjustments to the mechanical parts in his arm. All the while, however, Lee was doing so with a face so straight that one wouldn't have been blamed for thinking that he was just picking apart some machine. Are you just going to keep standing there? Lee snapped at you, all the while carrying on with what he had been doing. He decided to continue the conversation. What happened to your arm? It's from one of the missions from before. It's nothing serious. I just thought I'd take this opportunity to fine-tune the output structure. Well, you can just ask him to do it for you at the maintenance department. I'm just more comfortable here. I don't want to make people do for me what I can do for myself. Don't remember seeing Lee pay many visits to the maintenance department at the start of life, but it doesn't mean he never gets hurt. He's always been seen alone, and with people who don't know him might find him aloof. But people who do know him know that he just used to be putting the burden on his own shoulders. Lee carried on working without looking up, filling the room with the clinks and clanks of metal parts. Not bothering you? Not really. It's your lounge. He seems to rose with a frown. Just ask whatever questions you have. How's everything coming on with the adoption test? I believe I've seen your report every time there was a test. After the Battle of Copperfield Aquarium, and with your assistance, Hassan agreed the idea that sending you a progress report along with the updates on the frame every time there was an adaptation test. However, had refused to provide you a update on anything else. This frame does not require my connection with the commandant at the moment. So didn't make it clear with your doubts. I've seen them. Okay, so about what didn't go into the report. What exactly does sudden mind overload mean? And something just feels a lot off about you these days. If he is hiding something. One question at a time. I've only got one mouth to do all the talking. Now, about the sudden overload, I don't know what's causing it, but it hasn't affected the frame or its battle performance. Everything about the new frame is within normal standards, and there's nothing off about me. Well, if you don't even bring it up to Lee, he'll just put all the load on himself to solve it before everyone knows there were problems. And if you ask me what we've done for him, well, I can hardly think of anything. He always has everything planned out. I might be great revenue captains, but I often find myself relying on his judgment. Simply always thinking that he's going to finish everything I'm asking you, which is actually what he actually does. So it just never hits that we might need help himself. He just never brings it up. And that Lee for you who's always meets the problems head on. He's always got you know you can count on him. But I'm not sure if I feel the same anymore. I'm never there for any team in these frames, but I'm sure there if the time is decided if you ever need me. I'm sure you will. Lee's frown lit up with a frank smile on his face. I have every responded to help you as you commanded. I totally saw that coming, but don't sweat, I'll be fine. I can just tell something is weighing you down on the inside. I worry about you, Lee. Both as friends, you're commanded. You remember everything said this to Lee. No doubt you can handle everything, but it's never healthy when you always try to take the burden on your own. You'll never know what happens if you never say anything. Oh my god, you're talkative. There's things that can never go to be quiet about them. We ever looked away from you in what seems like a tiny bit of moment. You waved your hand to him to get his attention. Lee? Right, of course. Is there anything I need your help with? He stopped in shock and looked up at you with a straight face. I'll let you know. Then Lee, except he didn't know if he was just saying that to make you feel better. With that, everyone felt silent because through the blocks along your conservation area. The damaged building have temporarily forced. The members of engineering force are bustling about. Some of them pass by. They nod in agreement to Bridget and recuperates with nods.
The temporary base is right over here. Hey, let me take you there first.
Captain. Right then, a construct from engineering force rushes over. There you are. Here. You need to have a look at the status.
Take it easy. What is it?
Bridget takes the monitoring device from the construct and starts going over through the data. The geometric storm peaked again just now. It's the
It's the highest we've seen over the past 2 days. When was the last time we saw a peak?
When the second aftershock hit, right when the construct finished his sentence, a deafening rumble fills the air. And with it, the ground starts trembling. Okay. So one of my earbuds just said battery low. So I'm gonna have to kind of end this short. Cliffhanger nonetheless. But I am enjoying that. God, 12%. I am enjoying that. So I'm gonna have to kind of end this a tiny bit early. Hold on. Oh, it's lagging because I'm, yeah, 821. But
21号の前には
but I am enjoying
20
it.
個の壊れた体があって全部廃棄された。指揮官は
What do you
壊れないで。
think? Oh my, I only streamed for 1 hour. Okay, I'll do a longer stream next time. I don't think one of my heroes been judged. But yes, I am enjoying this. I wish I could have done more. Yeah.
We'll have a lot of fun on the next stream.
Yeah. I don't know when that is. We'll talk about timing.
Yeah, we can schedule.
And I have plenty of other side content I can do. So, has the meantime. Yeah, for the people that are watching, I am still working on that Terraria video. It's just going through rewrites because we're going for a more informative, but still kind of a jokey atmosphere to it. Anyways, that's it for the stream. I hope you guys did enjoy that. I will do more of this later. I do have a next stream tomorrow. That is all. See you guys in